Welcome. I am so excited. I am Lauren with Modern Day Hypnosis, and I am here tonight to demystify hypnosis because so many people, in hearing this word hypnosis, are interested or terrified. I mean, skeptical. I can understand it. It's a thing that's been explained in many different ways. And what I really find is uh, a defense disarming way of describing hypnosis is to speak to the evidence. You're already doing it. You've experienced hypnosis before working with a professional hypnotist. And so, if we say, what is hypnosis? It is not a state, it is not a technique. Hypnosis is not a particular feeling, it's not a depth of trance. Hypnosis is not a script. It's sort of easier to describe what hypnosis is not than to describe what hypnosis is, or at least my understanding of it. I mean, I could tell you hypnosis is suggestive therapy. It's a therapy of offering suggestions to the subconscious, which is sort of the always, I want to say conscious, but it's just the opposite of what consciousness is, because your consciousness, which can accept suggestions, is sometimes resisting suggestions, and it's fighting suggestions, right? It's sabotaging. It's basically attached and associated to the problem, not because it is against you, but because that problem is familiar for you. You believe it, you believe you have it, you believe you are powerless to it. And so, hypnosis, as a mostly acceptable definition, is bypassing the conscious critical faculty to get those suggestions into your subconscious. And what does it mean? It means that your subconscious, your whole entire, construct of awareness, of mind, conscious and subconscious, the entire sort of reality that you exist in, has these suggestions. So tonight we're going to make some suggestions for you, specific suggestions for you tonight, using the power of your own subconscious mind so that you can really let go of any destructive habit. So I'm focusing this tonight on smoking, but it can apply for any destructive habit. Okay, so we're going to get there to the hypnosis and how you can experience it, but I like to demystify it and place it to the hands of any individual that I'm working with, so that there's not this relationship of dependency or expectancy. Yes, I am a professional, experienced master hypnotist. I train people, I continue to study. I mean, I talk about it, I live it, I do it myself. Yes, hypnosis is something I am, let's say, knowledgeable in, yet you already have done this for yourself. And so, me just kind of seeing it from this, more expanded perspective can help you see that you already know so much. You already are suggesting so much. You are believing and accepting, and literally, obviously, of course, you are experiencing so much because you're living a life. So let's see if we can clean up any stories, any beliefs, any limited, um, you know, let's say, dependencies. You do not need to continue doing a destructive habit. If you are deciding that it is destructive, then let's stop that thing tonight. If you're ready to stop it, these suggestions could be like seeds that we put into, your subconscious, and then they can stay there and marinate and work for you whenever you're ready. Maybe, Monday, February 6th doesn't sound like the rightest, best day. Maybe you're not excited just now. Um, Often fear is a reason for people to hold on to those destructive habits. They have no idea who they would be without that crux, that vice, that drama, that story, that problem. And so if it isn't clear, it can make sense why we are going to unconsciously, naturally just avoid it and resist it. So let's make it clear. So, first, before I go into some of the concepts and the theories and the techniques of how to use hypnosis for yourself, I want you to know that I've organized, I've simplified. I mean, I've taken a decade of study and continue as I do to study and sort of put nuggets in there. It's not that you need to have the dozens of recipe books for how to do hypnosis. To me, if you understand the simplicity of there is a kitchen and there are, tools and ingredients and you can cook stuff, you will blow us away and you will live a life empowered because you aren't waiting for someone else to give you the instructions. You understand the simplicity of how to do this for yourself, and you can, let's say, not make it complicated, but you can make it advanced. Hypnosis has just been this thing for thousands of years, and we've continued to advance it. But we did not create it; it always existed, and so what I have organized was really the toolkit that I needed because I like to have every tool all in one place, but clean and simple. I want to know where it is when I need it, and so that's what I've done for you. You get the entirety of self-applied hypnosis techniques, the whole sort of kitchen sink for how to work with the mind, how to make suggestions, how to change things in your life. How to achieve goals. It's all on one page. It's simple audios, videos, course book. It's not learning something. This isn't a class that you need to study. I have these trance talk audios for the lessons or the lecture talk. If you want to listen and take notes and really dive into the brain candy of the theory, I have that. But in the passive learning, you could relax in a comfortable chair or a bed or just anywhere that's not in danger about falling asleep. So don't do the trance talk if you're driving. But you could just subliminally absorb these things, and it's almost like you'll remember how to do them, but also you'll see the simplicity and how to do what it is that hypnosis does, which is changes brains, it changes your life, it just achieves simple goals. So tonight our focus, unless anyone here joining has another particular goal that you want me to touch on, because that's what the purpose of this is. This is free hypnosis. Okay. This is free access every other week to a master hypnotist so that you can see how hypnosis is I want to make it a tangible thing, but it's more just, it's an accessible thing. And why it's intangible is because there's not a one technique that is hypnosis. And maybe it's interesting to hear a little bit of my take on that difference of meditation and hypnosis. To meditate, right, or that meta sort of state of getting your brain to singularly, fixate, associate, experience, that just helps soothe the typical multitasking of the mind. So meditation is a fantastic sort of strength exercise. You make yourself familiar with the meta state by meditating, and that means that you really can use the full force of your stamina or potential or focus. You really can fully presently experience something because you have a mind which is well versed in meditation. You don't have to have a meditation corner or pillow or ritual in order to be capable of doing that, but we know a lot of people find or grow their strength of the meta state by doing meditation. So whatever your meditation practice, that's fantastic. Meditation is, let's say, not so much a category of hypnosis, but it could be a process used for hypnosis. And hypnosis is suggesting to the subconscious things that will say bypass the conscious critical faculty. The conscious faculty could be completely awake, or it could be completely sort of checked out or immersed in sort of a dream state, guided imagery. So the slow bedtime voice, the ASRM um, imagery, those don't necessarily have to be meditation or hypnosis. Those and meditation can help hypnosis to bring those suggestions to your subconscious. Now, every other week, when I start this thing off, my agenda is to tell you what hypnosis is. I've never said it the same way twice, and I've never said it wrong. And I earnestly will continue to speak it in its most simple form. So definitely give me feedback on what ways it's coming across that sounds simple, or what ways that it sounds like I'm close to simplifying it, because Einstein says when you really understand something, you can explain it very simply. And um, I do feel I have a good understanding of this, but I'm learning still uh, how to best explain it and demystify it, and get it to you. And then, of course, you can go to get the organized techniques and continue to take them in and in and in. And you can find those through the Modern Day Hypnosis website. This is self applied hypnosis techniques. I just want you to have them, okay? But I need this construct of a business so that I can reach them out to you. I can operate, this cool digital interface of videos, audios, and tools, etc. The price is not anything I want keeping it out of someone's hands, but we know the psychology of value, okay? So I have options for you to make installment payments or to use discount codes. And I've had, some people ask me, why do you have different discount codes? It's because these are different options. It is the same thing. Honestly, I wrote a book, okay? This is my book. I wanted as quick as possible to tell you everything I had to say, to give you all the techniques that I think these are the most important techniques. The brilliance of imagination. Enhance your life with limitless possibilities. Ooh, potentials. My subtitle. Enhance your life with limitless potential. It's because I just want things to be so simple so that none of us feel like we don't have it. I want this to be affordable so that everybody out there feels like they do have it and yet they do value it. Right. And so there is a value associated to this for you. If you want to take 20% off of what I've set as a very affordable value, then you can get that for 20% off if you use the coupon code 20OFF. We know that with installment plans, I mean, this product, this entirety of the kitchen sink, of everything that I've been studying and been doing, I mean, this is less than the price of a few sessions with me. Okay, so people can make things affordable. It's all relative. I have a 40% off, 40OFF, 40% off coupon. It is yours, just like the 20% off is yours, just like I have made this for you, and just like we are doing this live, that you can experience this right now. Now, the process that I love starting with for hypnosis is addition, but because we're talking about smoking cessation, and so oftentimes people have a hard time really associating to what is the gained value. I mean, of course, they think, well, I'll be healthier, I'll be happier, I'll be free, I'll be doing cartwheels with my grandkids, or I'll be able to breathe, I'll be able to smell so good. All those things we can imagine they add. But what the undertone is that smoking is this relationship that they've been in, that they probably always knew one day would be over, yet they never could feel that sense of ready to subtract it. I mean, if they've booked a session or if you're here tonight, you might feel ready to stop smoking. Yet if you were consciously ready, it would had begun. We need your subconscious to be ready, and then it doesn't feel like willpower. It just fades away. So let's see if we can get your conscious and your subconscious both ready tonight, or just know that all the things that I'm saying, okay, you might uh, feel somehow like I'm not explaining hypnosis yet, like there's some sort of secret, say these magic words or breathe in this special meditative posture. You can make it um, quite particular. And maybe that is right for you. Maybe it needs to be structured and ceremonial and, paced and then revealed. Um, you being the chef means that you are the one who is deciding. So there isn't a right hypnosis way. Seeing the simplicity in this formula is going to really bring that confidence just so quickly into you tonight, to your subconscious, right? So, in your subconscious, right at the beginning, we're just imagining this relief that these negative things, smoking, destructive habits, addiction, negative thinking, critical thinking, negative emotional feeling, anything which I'll call trash is, I want to say evaporating, but what feels more sort of associated to me at this moment, probably because my hand gesture, is that it's sinking. So it's sinking down. We can imagine it's evaporating out, down from us. And what is it that's removing? Well, it's heaviness. It's shame, pain, fear. We could pretend it's a big cloud. It was just kind of like tar and smoke and probably all the negative voices from ourselves, judgments from others. It's just sinking. Can you feel it? Can you take 5 or 10 seconds and just get inside of your imagination? I mean, the brilliance of imagination. It's so brilliant, and it's just natural for all of us. You do not need to be creative. You do not need to be, playful or visual. We have five senses, right? Or, we could say maybe more. But typically, the senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. So, with your five senses, this doesn't need to be logical. Make it live and experienced inside of your body. Um, take a smell of that smoke. Oh, right? Gross. It's disgusting. Or smell rotting flesh. If you've ever smelled that or can imagine how putrid and it's just because you are killing cells in your body and or any destructive thing, right? Is hurting energy in your emotions and your mind or body or cells. So just smell it, taste it. Ugh, it's gross. Feel that downward swooping, or maybe tar is like, oh, I've never had this literal thing, but I can just visualize that that sensation and that sound of like sticky, kind of just like it's kind of breaking free, but almost stubbornly, but it's happening. It doesn't have to be happening um, in a half second. It can take 20 seconds and 30 seconds. I mean, let your time be present here for this. I mean, this is just, I mean, it's so powerful. But you don't have to believe me. Just follow along with these things that I'm explaining and live time giving them and guiding you through it. That that gross stuff now, it would be probably around your heart and in the shoulders and in the arms. And wow, my imagination is just going crazy at the description of this. And every time it's always so different with clients based on, they basically lead the story. But tonight in this story that I'm leading, I'm now imagining it's kind of like almost like a dying animal, right? It's this relationship that you wanted to leave, and it's sort of like I'm not sure which movie this is probably coming from, but like a dragon or a bird or something that's like kind of screaming, cawing, just surrendering, because always the problem will surrender. Just take the patience. Or, of course, we can add in more and more resource as needed to shrink that problem and to place that problem where problems belong, in the trash. We don't need to analyze. We don't need to think about, well, how long did I have that problem, and what were the triggers of me using that problem, and what was that problem benefiting for me? And we don't analyze the problem. We want the problem out of here ASAP. So then the solution is super, super, super clear, because we only associate to one feeling at a time. And if we can train our brain to associate to the solution, to the freedom, to that after effect of negatives subtracted, right? Now, another technique which could be helpful to kind of compound this, and then we'll really go into elaborating this more at the end. Okay, so just stick with me and we'll get there soon. Is time manipulating it. And you could do that in any sort of way. Um, I've talked often about a line for time, and it's like there's the future, there's the past. You can sort of come up and go into, changed time quick. Uh, what I think would be really on theme, because sometimes people have this this almost secondary problem, right? Of self-criticism. Like, why haven't I quit already? Why have I been doing it this long? I've ruined my lungs. All of those are suggestions, right? Or suggesting us to feel a certain way. And if we're ever trying to get ourselves to feel pain or shame, that is destructive. Okay. So you can even have destructive habits of the way that you think. So, what I want you to imagine in time is that you are in front of a door right now. Just imagine it. And you open the door and you move yourself through, and you've come into a pocket of space in between time. Everything feels stretched, and you take a breath and you just sort of feel free. You could feel lighter. It's like you're floating. You could be very visually creative. You could be out in the galaxy. You could see yourself wearing something different. You could be different. All of your needs are met. You're nourished. You feel abundant and prosperous. All the problems are just, they didn't pass through this door. You are able in that concept to really just let yourself rest, meaning there is nothing you need to force, nothing you even need to consciously be listening to me, because your imagination at this moment is going wild. It is brilliant. Okay, I haven't brought the book in so many times for these meetings, but it just is so on par with helping you break out of any sense of, oh, I need to learn this, oh, I need to understand this, or I need to perfect this before I do this. It's honestly as simple as what I am describing, right? The problems go away. You need help with that. Okay, good. A bright light comes in, push all the other problems out. You're physically emotionally, energetically, mentally open and cleaned. There's a door, you're so light, and you just be, out on the other side where time isn't the same way that we usually know this. Um, this is sounding a little bit, let's say, trippy. There's just so many different things you can do um, with hypnosis ideas. And so it does not need to be an elaborate um, sort of thing. It can happen entirely in a sort of conscious interaction. You can be, I'll say, journaling these things or even just thinking these things out in an actual literal way. Oh, that argument that I had, with my loved one, well, there that goes. There it's going. That's, bye. It's going to that side, or oh, was it that side? Irrelevant, but pick one so that you can focus, so that you can sort of confirm, or suggest or instruct that this not only is happening, but did happen. So first, the idea it can happen, and then it is happening, and then it did happen. Just 3 steps. That's honestly sort of the entirety of hypnosis. Um, what is it? I don't know how I wouldn't know how to say it in a way that, other people's programs might have said it, but I know I've seen that sort of 3-set series, several times, and, I do talk about it in the summarized self-applied techniques in 3 steps, and then there's also a 6-step version which just gives you, let's say, a bunch of different recipes for each of those 6 parts, so that you just see that you can make this as detailed or as instant. This is why the self-applied, you can do hypnosis inside your own mind, inside your own life. You can change things in your lives. I have a student who came to hypnosis. Um, I'll say, well, I don't want to say hesitantly. He would not have seen himself coming to hypnosis, I guess is what I'll say. Uh, so it wasn't where he began, and he wasn't at all interested in how does the mind work and how do we, make suggestions and change our lives. He had a need. He had a goal. Okay, he was going to the conventional options, and it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. There are some things or some people, you might be one of these people, who have tried different things, different therapies, different techniques. I'm not putting anything else down. Anything that works for you is fantastic because it worked for you. But if you are not finding what works for you, I'm introducing you to this modern day, simplified, refreshed, self-applied access to hypnosis. Okay, and that's what this student found. He found hypnosis. He really, sort of analytically, um, you know, reviewed it, dug through it. He's just like, what? This is hypnosis? That is, is that a trance? Is somebody pulling out a pendulum? And what do you have to lose, right? So that's how he found himself, right in the center of a hypnotist office. And wouldn't you know it, the hypnosis works. And for anybody who may had found that as their story, and there are so many people in the hypnosis industry, which is that story for them, they become this hypnotist advocate, and they're like, we have to tell people, we have to inform people that hypnosis is safe and it's effective, and it's pretty easy, and you can use it for so many things. Why don't we have it? Why don't we talk about it? Why don't we um, study it? Well, it's because, and I want to say elusive, but it's more just that there have been, scientists and medical doctors, thousands, and for years, centuries, through cultures, who have been doing that same thing. How do we, create a manual for the mind? The mind is subjective, the mind is individual, the mind is, ever sort of changing. So maybe we have created manuals, but I don't know how you could read all of those things to siphon through what is the right thing for you. But that's where, to me, when you just see the few sort of, categories, and you see it all in this one kind of snapshot, then you think, oh, well, there's actually several different ways, and I can actually create some new ways. Absolutely do. Please create brand new ways of using hypnosis, whatever works for you. And if it helps a few others, that's fantastic. This student is doing exactly that, because hypnosis is fascinating. Another student who was already studying hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming and coaching and metaphysical things and just, consciousness and meditation. I mean, right? Aren't those, I'll say, trendy or just nice things to study if that's your interest? Anybody is welcome to have any interest. Um, when this student found her way to, modern day hypnosis, it it helped her, I'll say, turn the key to kind of see how these things are all the same. Um, or just to see, yeah, I mean, maybe that's the way. Uh, it's sort of like music, which may be the kind of a stretched analogy, but it's the idea of like there's so many things that can be music. It's subjective. What is the purpose? Is the tempo should be this or that? Should it be long? Is it a soundtrack? Do you need words? It's kind of like there are many, many options for music, and what's music's purpose? I don't know, to make you feel good, to entertain you, right? To direct a mood. Hypnosis's purpose is to help you be in control of your mind. It is you who is inside the driver's seat of your mind. You have the only access to your subconscious mind. So no one can make you feel a way or believe a thing without your participation. Okay. This can be unconscious participation, but you are participating, and you are the last line of defense. So there is no fear. The Svengali, the trance Dracula, that sense of, brainwashing, mind control. It just, well, I want to, be completely accurate with everything that I share and stand behind. So what I'll say about that is that there's no fear for you to open yourself to understanding how you can use suggestions. Okay. Um, you actually can help yourself be dehypnotized from beliefs, which, who cares? We don't need to blame anybody who's put beliefs, in you, societal beliefs, generational beliefs. It's not a sense of vengeance. It's a sense of you getting yourself back into the active driver's seat. Okay. So this second student, who was already just very informed. I mean, it was amazing to me how much more powerfully she could see these things and apply these things for herself. And she works with others, and it's just, I mean, what a gift to have any sort of impact in someone's life. And so when she's, letting me know about the lives that she's touching, I mean, it I could describe it, but I might get emotional about it. So I just want you to know that I am so passionate about making this simplified, making this accessible, like bringing hypnosis into the lives of anybody who wants hypnosis, or I don't know if everybody out there is feeling like, oh, I really want hypnosis, because you could go and get it. But most people out there, many, many people out there, are sitting there wanting change. They want relief. They want freedom, they want peace, they want confidence. I mean, what do you want? That's the purpose of my workshops. What do you want? You out there can come to this workshop for free and tell me the things that you want, and I will tailor all of what I'm saying. I will give you the techniques important for you. Okay. And you can come again and again. So we're going to get into now the part where I'm going into, let's say, a free hypnosis, support experience for anybody out there who is no longer wanting to smoke. Okay. So let's get right into that. For anybody that's signing off to, check out the program Modern Day Hypnosis, you can go to Hall Hypnosis, HALL. My name is Lauren Hall. So Hall Hypnosis gives you a little more details. Then, of course, Modern Day Hypnosis has so many of the details of the uses for hypnosis, case studies, success stories, access to support. So Hall Hypnosis, Modern Day Hypnosis. Get yourself cozy. Okay, we're gonna do this in about, I'll say, less than 15 minutes. So it doesn't actually take a long time to sink very connected to the subconscious, because it was just always here. It's kind of like we're gonna bore the conscious mind, although the conscious mind can absolutely stay present. I have no um, uh, need. There was some word that I was thinking about saying, but clearly I'm not saying that word and I don't know what it is. So why don't I stop searching for that and get back to what it is that I'm sharing with you, which is more than just words. It is this sense of beginning. Okay, so we're beginning now with our hypnosis. So you get yourself present. You can close your eyes down. You can close them down. Okay, that's permissive. You do not have to. You want to let go of any force and any expectation or comparison. Okay, see if you can let go of any judgments of me or any distracting thinking about, you know, hypnosis that time or with that person or what you perceived from TV. Okay, hypnosis is what you're going to make of it right now. It can feel different each time for each person. And right now, you're just slowing things down. Remember that door? I want you to sort of bring it back around close to you. And it's sort of like, even though you were already through it, you're going to go through it again. And it's going to show up again, and you're going to go through it again, and it's going to show up, and you're just going to go in that door. Do you know that idea of like the little Russian dolls, or those visual old screensavers that used to kind of go in and in endlessly, just in. It's like it doesn't stop layering. And that's what I want you to be thinking about or visualizing, or maybe kinesthetically with your body. I mean, how cool. I'm just going to imagine also that that it is comfortably becoming cooler because of that idea of being out in space, but also I'm shrinking and the doors are shrinking, and it's like I'm shrinking away from all of the pressure and the pain and the stress and the fear, the addiction, the drama, right? The nicotine, the fixation that, I need oral or hand, stimulation. It's just I'm moving towards this reset, this sense of I'm just letting myself become naturally better. And it's like there's this pulsing in the body that you maybe hear, maybe you feel, maybe you visualize, maybe it sits outside the body. and it's just sort of, faintly out around you, and then now it can sort of come something into view or in connection to you. And this pulsing rhythm, I'm just gonna say it's like a bass beat music. It's it's something you see which is simultaneously soothing, and it's bringing this kind of fresh and fun. Like you have begun celebrating. Oh my God, you wanted to be free for so long. You just get to be free. One more door, okay? One last door. Pause in front of that door. That's the special door. Just pause, feel your heart. Oh my God, it's like you're hugging your heart, you're putting your hands on your heart, you're loving your heart, you're just feeling so grateful and just full of safety and security. Okay, you want this. You decided this. You are ready for this. I'm supporting you through this. Okay, let's do this. Let's have the door opening and opening and opening. On the other side, imagine green grass. Okay, a field, and you walk through that door. Now just do it alone because you are the one doing this for yourself. You don't need me. I'm just the key who would open the door for your own ability. You're in the field, you're walking, maybe you're stopping, you're breathing. Oh, that fresh air, it's like water there in your lungs, and it cleans the lungs so quickly. And even over the next couple of weeks, you'll see that your lungs just become completely free of any pain, any tar. And you take large breaths. And can you pretend in your hand you were holding some strings of big red balloons? And these are safe for the environment, digestible by animals. And you just open and you just smile, and you're just dazzling at those things which were representing all that you were releasing. And immediately you feel sort of a wave of drowsiness. And there could be a swing or this hammock or even this outdoor sort of cushioned bed. Your head rests, your whole body sort of just sinks all the way into that natural reset breath. And you know that feeling of like that I'm trying to demonstrate it, but it doesn't have to be a sound. It's kind of like the heart like quivers a little bit, or this may be the same feeling as when you wake up after a great dream, a very sound sleep, and you're just you just are ready. Maybe that's the best way of saying it. Or like a kid coming out of a tantrum, right? And they're ready to get back to life and playing and feeling all right. So your heart, let it do that kind of this quivering, resetting. That's how I'm describing it. The heart is resetting, and you feel so proud and happy of yourself. And so take a few breaths, okay? As you breathe, really squeeze yourself like a towel, like you were a damp towel, and you're just squeezing out any sort of responsibilities. You're squeezing out any sense of having to remember these things. Okay, these things subconsciously sink. And so that's why you can return every other week as I'm doing this, and you can go and get this. You can participate live during this. It is my true pleasure and honor to be in this seat for your hypnosis introduction. And I really, really hope that you are feeling, I don't know, let yourself grow that feeling of excitement and ready. You don't have to dance. I mean, please do. Or if you're laughing hysterically at me, then just keep doing that. And laugh and smile and just do um, safe, wild things in your life as you like. Okay, I want you to have this life that you like because your life has limitless potentials. And that's what I have for you tonight. I will be back again. Thank you so much for being with me with modern day hypnosis. I'll see you again. Bye.